Hey, Good Sam, this is Pastor Jed. It was great to be together on Sunday. I was praying that God would show up in a big way. I was praying that God would do something that maybe God hadn't done in our congregation's life in a long, long time. I was praying that you would have an encounter with God in which you were able to let go some of the heavy stones that you've been carrying around. On Sunday, we talked about what it means to forgive ourselves. We're in a series on forgiveness. We're reminded that forgiveness means letting something go. Forgiveness means ripping up an IOU. We've been reminded that when we sin against others or when people sin against us, it's like they've given us a weight. It's like they've given us something heavy to carry. And all that weight can just fill up our hands. All that weight can limit the way that we engage in life. We've been in a series where we're reminded that God loves us so much that He sent Jesus into our world to forgive us, to give us a fresh start, to give us a clean slate, to give us a new beginning. Sometimes it's easy to hear about this love and to think that this love applies to everyone except for us. But on Sunday, I was reminding all of us that God has come so that we would experience forgiveness, so that we would be able to forgive ourselves. On Sunday, we looked at Judas. Now, I don't preach a lot of sermons about Judas. We don't hear a lot about Judas. Judas, he's always lurking in the background. Judas is always suspicious of Jesus. Judas is always taking advantage of Jesus' ministry. We looked at Judas at the end of his life, and he recognizes that he has completely made a shambles out of his life. He has betrayed Jesus. He has profited from Jesus' betrayal. He goes to try to make it right. He tries to return the money that he has received because of his betrayal. And the high priest who have set up this whole deal, they just laugh at Judas. And so Judas throws back the money, and he goes and he hangs himself. The problem is that forgiveness was available to Judas, but he would not receive it. He served as the judge, he served as the jury, he served as the executioner. He never was able to receive the forgiveness that Jesus would have loved to offer him. On Sunday, I just simply asked the question, where do you need to receive the forgiveness that God is offering you? We stopped and we considered our life. And many of you raised your hands and you said, I've been holding on to something. I've been unable to let go of something, but today is my day. I'm finally setting it down. I'm laying it on the altar. I'm not going to hang on to the sin or the consequences of my sin. I'm not going to continue to condemn myself. I'm not going to continue to judge myself. I'm going to see myself the way that God is seeing me. I'm going to forgive myself the way that God has forgiven me. The beautiful thing is that so many hands went up. I think this is beautiful because it allows us to be a church that lives into the forgiveness that Jesus has given us. The bottom line is that forgiven people forgive people. And now that we're learning to forgive ourselves, we're able to invest in forgiveness for others. In this world, it's full of chaos, it's full of pain, it's full of hurt. The answer is that people need to know Jesus, and they need to know that Jesus is willing to forgive them. On Sunday, we're going to be answering the question, so what does it look like to forgive others? What is forgiveness, and how does that work as I extend forgiveness to others? I can't wait to see you on Sunday. Blessings.